All right. Are you ready for a fun story? Because I brought in today David Andrews with the Butler Area School District. Welcome, David, to Butler Buzz.
Thank you for having me.
And I know that you were formerly a science teacher, but now over the past couple of years, you've shifted into a new role. And could you tell us a little bit about that?
I sure can. So for about 20 years here, I was with the Butler Area School District teaching middle school science.
Okay.
Loved it. But a few years ago, about 3 years ago, the district decided to go down the road of hiring some instructional coaches.
Okay.
To assist teachers and kids throughout the district with different things to bring in to make our schools even better than what they were. So
All right.
My official title is instructional coach for student engagement.
Okay, well, that sounds like a fun job and a lot different than being in the classroom just teaching science, right?
A little different. I get to go throughout the district now. I'm not sort of limited to just my classroom, so that makes it a little more fun. I get to go out and see the elementary schools, which I never got to see before, and just, dive into a whole bunch of different things that I didn't have the opportunity before.
So, David, your role is to help solely like the elementary schools?
I'm actually district-wide.
District-wide.
I'm K through 12.
K through 12.
So, yeah, I didn't really have any elementary experience before, and that's what sort of worried me about taking the position with being district-wide. It's like, well, I don't know what I actually know about this, but it's been a great experience. Really helped me also personally, just learning a whole lot more, especially with the younger kids.
And what a time to be working in this with all of the changes with you've been going through like a bit of a roller coaster, right?
A huge roller coaster. We actually just started these positions right before COVID hit.
Right.
So it was that school year. So we've definitely been through all of this. It's been a wild ride for sure.
And I think I know as an educator too, now we know how important engagement really is, right?
Correct.
So I came across a story, and that's why I wanted to bring you on to the show, about a wonderful grant. And tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, so this past year, a lot of discussions with administration and the buildings across the district, looking at trying to get kids more engaged, and especially an aspect with some of our schools with looking at agriculture.
Okay.
And, it's one of these things that we are still in Butler, we're still a lot of rural areas in our district, and so we wanted to sort of tap into what our communities have available.
Okay.
So we started looking at different grants through the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture.
Okay.
One of the grants that we just received was the Urban Infrastructure Grant, Urban Ag Infrastructure Grant, technically. The tongue twister there with that one. It's tough to say, which is going to be using funds coming in to help us at Broad Street Elementary and at Summit Elementary.
Okay, and what I was reading, in Broad Street Elementary, it's going to be more of like a marketplace?
Correct. So
like a storefront almost,
like
right?
a storefront, yeah. So Broad Street's going to have a storefront, have a marketplace. A lot of ways we're still trying to design what exactly that's going to look like. A lot of moving pieces still there, and lots of visions about what it potentially could be in that space.
Okay.
But definitely almost like a farmer's market kind of atmosphere to it.
I love it.
But at the same time, the students at Broad Street are also going to grow a lot of their own crops. So we have container gardening there. We have some raised bed gardens there. And just recently, we actually added hydroponics to it.
Wow.
So
and you're the perfect person with your science background.
And
right?
I love that. I love it. My classroom, I actually brought trout in the classroom to the Butler School District.
Okay.
So we were doing hydroponics with trout before, and we've continued that program at the senior high and the middle school. And so it's a natural fit.
Do the kids know about this?
The kids do know about it. They are actually pretty excited. We set the hydroponics up last week.
Okay.
We actually got the plants in last week, so they are growing lettuce and spinach right now at Broad Street.
All right. Well, I like salad.
And they do too. They said, they're loving it. They can't wait to dig into it, let it grow a little bit.
Yeah, and they'll be eating healthy food.
They'll be eating
fresh, healthy food
yes.
that they grow.
Yes.
And also, now what is happening over at Summit?
So Summit Elementary, the one really great positive with Summit is the space it has. I mean, if people have never been to Summit Elementary, it's a beautiful campus. There's about 17 acres there.
Wow.
Lots of big rolling fields, lots of space to get outside. It's a rural community. A lot of farming still goes on in that general area. So we're looking at actually turning Summit Elementary. It sort of got rebranded last year as CAPS.
CAPS. Okay.
So it's a Community Agricultural Partnership at Summit.
Oh.
So they have just a direct agricultural focus with their curriculum that they have there. And we're trying to give them facilities and ways to actually get the kids involved in agriculture throughout the course of the year. So with this grant, Summit is going to get a commercial greenhouse out there to use. So students will be out there raising plants throughout the course of the year, throughout winter, starting when fall through winter. And we're going to do two parts. We're going to start seedlings for schools throughout the district. And we're also going to do like final agriculture now. They'll grow the whole way through to a final product there.
Well, I can imagine this has to take literally a village to get this all done.
It's a lot of people involved, a lot of support. When we started going down this road, people were jumping on board to help us. It's been fantastic. Lots of volunteers, lots of community members.
Okay.
It's been great, and the kids love it.
So do you accept any type of donations?
We do. We're always looking for volunteers to come in. The contact people would be the building principals. Those principals are always looking for people to come in and work with our kids.
Okay.
So if anyone wants to come out and either donate or volunteer, just contact the building principals and we can figure out what we can do.
Awesome. Well, David, I know because of what we were talking about before we actually started the interview that there's a lot more wonderful, exciting things happening in the schools.
Yes.
More grants.
More grants.
So can I ask you to come back and tell us more?
I'd be love to come back.
Awesome. And thank you so much for everything you're doing. Please tell the kids we can't wait to see everything that they're growing. Is the market going to be open to the public?
The market will be open to the public.
To the public. And when will the market be opening?
We're hoping later this summer or early this fall.
Okay, so watch for more information on this wonderful project happening right here in our schools, in our community. Thank you, David, so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you would like to see more episodes, click on the playlist button up here. If you want to stay up to date with all of Armstrong's programming, click on the subscribe button down here. See you next time.